It's a little windy out here today, but today we pretty much just worked on getting this equipment out of the trees. As you can see, there was a few trees grown in here and a couple that were pinning the rakes in, the side rake and the dump rake. The hay loader is still in there pretty good. You can see the trees underneath there. Have really got this one stuck in there. So I'll have to do a little bit more work on this one to get it out of there. Got most of the logs burned up already. Still a little bit more work to go on the old granary. The granddaughter of the farmstead that used to live here came over today though and gave us a little bit more of the history. The house actually used to sit right here, right by this maple tree. Used to be a little coop over there for the geese, she said. That used to be like an old barn. This was the chicken coop, and of course the granary over there in the back. And then here was the big barn. Here are a couple photos that the neighbor next door actually found for me. Her mother actually grew up in this farmstead. So here is a picture of the barn. And this photo was taken in the 1980s. See, it's still in pretty good shape, and there's actually no trees around it. Maybe the tree just starting to grow in front of the barn door, and the overhang is still over on the right-hand side. Everything still looks in pretty good shape, and the telltale kind of red arches on the front sliding doors. And now this is a picture of the entire farmstead. We can see the barn over on the left-hand side. The windmill is right above the well, and then the building right here in the front center is another kind of a chicken coop. And then over on the right-hand side, that building is the old granary. So pretty cool to see these photos from back in history. Again, this photo was taken in the 1980s as well. And I'm glad that I'm able to kind of keep some of that history here on the property to keep the story alive and living on and tell our future generations that could potentially grow up on this property. And then behind the barn, they actually had a little bit of a garden. This was pretty cool too. Last weekend we unearthed this motorcycle, Yamaha motorcycle, that was right here underneath this old school bus frame down there in the dirt. So that was a pretty cool find. All right, we just found this old Yamaha motorcycle. It was underneath the school bus frame. Kind of got the outline dug now. Back of the tires here, old seat up here, and right down in here is the tag that says Yamaha on it. So we'll keep digging it out the rest of the way, see what it looks like, but so far it looks like it's not too rusted. Black paint still on it. All right, we just got the motorcycle out of this hole. There was another tin can down here, but the front looks pretty good shape. Even has all the wiring on it. It's the other piece of the motor that's sitting over there by that barrel. Everything looks pretty good. Get some of the dirt off of it, get it out of the hole, see how it looks. After we got the motorcycle out of the hole, this is how it looked. A lot of clay still frozen in there, but we cleaned it up and turned out pretty good. So missing the motor, but still in pretty good shape. Probably gonna pile, I'm not sure what the guy with the barn who I sold to is gonna do with the top of this. I'm guessing he's not gonna do much with the top of the barn. That's probably gonna go over here on this pile to be burnt next winter. But it's kind of cool walking up on here. There's a few rotten boards, but lots of old beams underneath here yet. And there's the other side. He did just go ahead and notch these and then gave it a pull with the trucks to get it tipped over. Maybe we'll be able to see this on this end. A couple of these notches. So this one didn't break where it was notched, but actually pulled right out of the ground. And actually got someone coming for this car. He's not interested in taking the whole car. He's just gonna take bits and pieces off of it, some of the chrome. We have the old corn baler on this side. So the teeth would be down here. Actually see the old wood spindles in here yet, and they're in pretty good condition. Must be made out of oak or some other hardwood. That's in there. This is another one that gonna have to kind of clear some of these trees out. Maybe this tree branch up here to be able to get that area cleared so that someone can purchase that and get that out of here. But the manure spreader I went ahead and cleared a lot of the trees out in front of it here too. Now we have a pretty clear path to be able to get that out of here. This tree root is kind of grew into the wheel here a little bit, but hopefully I'm able to whittle away at that with the chainsaw a little bit and bring it right out this way, out and around. Let's look at a little bit more information on this manure spreader though, now that I got things opened up a little bit. So that just says load on it. There is interesting that there's an actual lot number on here. So this was lot number 72, and that aluminum tag is still on here. Really just needs the wood redone on it, but it's actually in pretty good condition yet besides the wood. This one, next time we're out here, I'm gonna go ahead and jack this up out of the ground as well. We also went back there where we're building our house and went ahead and kind of staked that whole area out, so we kind of get a feel of where we want the driveway to come in. I'm actually going to go fly the drone real quick now, kind of get an aerial view of where we want that to be, and maybe get another quick view of the barn and how things look in this area now. But it is progressing pretty fast now. We'll be back here again next week and hopefully doing a little bit more cleanup, maybe getting a little bit more of this equipment out of the ground. Thanks for watching, and make sure you hit the thumbs up button if you enjoyed this video. Also make sure you subscribe so you don't miss the next videos I will be posting, and leave your questions, comments, and suggestions below.